It's Tracy. As you can see, I got Gary's book in my hand, and I've read it about 4 times now. The first time I read it, after I got done reading, I was thinking to myself, there's more to this book than meets the eye. After I got done reading it, I felt like I was just missing something. There was something in it that I didn't see the first time, and there was just something I was missing. So I read it again the second time, and I read it a little bit slower. And as I was reading it, a code started to appear throughout the book. The code that I found consisted of a bunch of numbers. Now I sat there and I tried to decipher it, so I couldn't quite get it. So I read it again, and as I read it again, the cipher for the code started to appear. And the cipher consisted of 4 numbers. Each set of the 4 numbers stood for a letter. For an example, the first letter I got, the numbers are 172020201. Now that first, if you go to page 172, paragraph 2, line 2, and the first word, it begins with a G. Now I came up with 33 total sets of 4 numbers. So I went and took each number, went back to the book per the page, and I got 33 letters. So after looking at the words, it looks like, and according to the cipher, it is actually broken down into 2 sentences. The first sentence consisted of 19 letters. The second one consisted the rest of them. So the first sentence, these are the letters after I did the cipher, these are the first 19 letters that I got. G-A-T, M-H-A, O-T-M, O-U-I, A-H-F, N-A-T-E. Just a bunch of letters. Now the second sentence, the letters came out to be S-W-A-D-A-S-H, E-H-T-D-I-A-M-A. So I was talking to Susan about it, and I told her I was really having a hard time trying to figure this out, but I know there's a code or something in this book, something that we're missing, and this code's going to point us to the right direction of what we're missing. So she suggested that I turn around and start instead of reading the book from the front to the back, read it from the back to the front. So I thought that was a little silly, but I did it. And as I did it, I started to see another cipher. The cipher this time showed me where each letter that I got from the first cipher went into the sentence. For an example, the first letter G, according to the cipher, goes in the 7th spot of the first sentence. So what I found odd, though, it only deciphered, when I read the book backwards, it only deciphered the first sentence. It didn't decipher the second sentence. So I got it all figured out, and strange things started to happen. I said the first sentence, the lights started blinking, and the book just raised up and started floating on its own. So what I decided to do was set up the video camera, set up my IR camera, so when the lights go off, if the lights go off, you'll still be able to see. And I thought I'd try to catch it on camera. So just be prepared. Hopefully it'll happen again. I'm not going to try to move if it happens again, because if the lights go out, it's going to be pretty dark in here. Now, one thing I have to say though, after I did it the first time, I figured, well, how am I going to get it to stop? Then I remembered the second sentence, but it didn't make any sense, but I said the word anyway. The second word, if you say it, it says Swadash Ethedema. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it's Greek or what it is. But after the book started floating and everything, I said this word and everything stopped. The lights came back on and the book just stopped floating. So I'm going to try it again, and hopefully it'll happen again, and hopefully I'll be able to catch it on video. Okay, here we go. This is the sentence that I deciphered from Gary's book. And after I read the sentence, like I said the first time, as soon as I got done reading it, that's when the light started flickering and the book started raising on its own. So here we go. The first sentence is, I am the Goat Man of Utah. It's floating. It's floating. Okay, we're going to get it to stop. Let me say this other word. Swadash Ethedema. If you are lucky enough to have received one of these books, and you have the same experiences as I just did, who are you going to call? PRG of Utah.